Here is my neighbor's Gladiola. One fell down. They've been here several years. No, Gladiola are not blooming yet, but I love that hers are white and pink. Aren't they beautiful? They've been surviving our winters and coming back year after year. It's fabulous. Let's talk about Gladiolus before it gets hot here today. The morning sun is coming in a little awkwardly, but you see these long stems in here? These are all Gladiolas. Now I have one right here that has fallen over, so you see Gladiolas need propping up. And I have one falling over going that way, but then it went up. It's not blooming yet. So sometimes they fall over and they still make their way to uprightness. So I've worked my way in here. I keep dowel rods in the shed so I can just shove them in the ground of various lengths. So you see this props this up nicely, and it only has to be there till it's done blooming. Look at this gorgeous bloom. Now, when I tried to sit down here, it knocked one of them off. And you see it's kind of flat on this side, and then all of the stuff is on this side. You can kind of see that how this one's nestled in here, and also on the back side you see it's flat. A lot of people grow these just for cut flowers, but I like leaving mine in the garden. And I bought these this year. I'm going to have to look at the package, but I bought them for the color, so I've got white and pink because I don't like a lot of the traditional ones. You see, here is what they look like as they're starting to bloom. And it looks like their buds are coming out of little pockets along the stem. So this one's going to be beautiful. And this one right next to that one is even further behind, so you can see what it looks like when they first start budding. And then they begin to get taller and the buds start coming out like this. And then they eventually look like this. You see, these are coming out yet. They're a little further out than the other one. And this one is about similar to that one I was just showing you, where they're barely out. I've got some beautiful Agastache blooming back there. Now, when I first moved into this house, the neighbor told me that right where we have our patio right now used to be the original owner's Gladiola patch. And I knew nothing about gladiolus, but she said it was huge. It was the entire size of our patio right now, and that he would dig up all the bulbs, put them in the basement, and replant them each spring. And so that's the practice I started. I was like, oh, if the original owner had them here, I need to replace them here. And so I've always kind of wanted them here. But in recent years, my next door neighbor said, no, they come back. You don't have to dig them up every year. And I tried it, and sure enough, they come back. In this same spot here, I had some other ones last year, and they turned out from last year, from a couple years ago, and they turned out to be red, and I didn't want red, so I got rid of them. And this is the first year for these, and I think I'm going to absolutely love them. There's the other one, the back of it, that's blooming over there. So the scientific name is Gladiola, and actually it's Gladiolus. And the common names are Gladiola, or Glads for short, or sword lily. Grandiflora Gladiola is the classic glad. The family is the Iridaceae family, which is the iris family. At first blew me away, but you see I have right here a whole bunch of iris, and they're sword shaped, and you look at these and they look very similar. So I totally get how they're in the iris family, and because the leaves are sword shaped, kind of like the iris, I get why it's called a sword lily. I called these bulbs earlier. They're actually corms, and that's the same as a crocus, and I cover what a corm is under the crocus video. I hear a train going through downtown. That train's like 2.5 miles away. The name gladius is a Latin word for sword. More specifically, the kind of sword used by Roman foot soldiers around Bible times in 200 years BC and 200 years AD. There goes the train again. And sirens. City of the Sirens. That siren stopped nearby. So I'm looking at my app and it says patient passed out and breathing. So I'm going to stop to say a little prayer. The leaves are long and sword-shaped and in upright fans. Upright fans. Well, this one you can kind of see how it fans out. The flowers are funnel-shaped and open up one at a time. You can kind of see that. These two are open at the same time, but this one opened first, then this one. This one's getting ready to open, and then that one. It is said that the plant is sensitive to the earth's pull because the stems will curve upward no matter what position they are planted. We saw that in the beginning when I first started, where I said this one right here is laying down horizontal, but yet it's going straight up. So no matter which way the leaves fall, the earth is pulling it upward. So you can take care with like dowel rods to keep them upright at all times if you are in your garden enough and paying attention. The curved stems may be okay in garden beds, but do not work well in vases. So if you are planning on putting them in vases, make sure that you prop them up. Shorter cultivars are often used for funeral flowers. So I've never looked at that before, the height of them. I wonder if I might get shorter ones on purpose another time. Regular cultivars are 24 to 60 feet tall. That's a big difference between 24 and 60. I wonder how much tall these are. Sitting by a rose bush, which is prickly to get this out of my pocket, but these are about 45 inches tall. So I mentioned that mine are coming back year after year. We have moved from zone 6B to 7A. I'm assuming because of global warming, so that may be the dividing line. Maybe if you're in zone 6, they might not come back every year. Many folks will plant corms every 10 days so that the gladiolas will bloom for many months. So it takes 60 to 90 days before they will bloom. And so if I would have kept spreading these out, I would have continuous blooms if I kept planting them every 10 days. This is so silky to the touch, and we can see the parts of the flower. There's the reproductive parts. And I have, I think this is a sepal, and this is a sepal, and let's see, I don't know, the only one standing up is this one, and so maybe that's a petal, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sepals, but it's got 6 altogether, 6 sepals. That's kind of a cool shot. Looking down into the throat of the flower. Trying to get to the other side to look at the other flower. It's like facing the other direction. See this one and that one are different directions. You don't get to see the beauty of it from the walkway because it's facing the other way. You gotta work at it. Isn't it gorgeous? So there's the walkway. I was sitting there I climbed up here and my nose went into these agastaches and it smelled so good. What a wonderful morning delight. Let's see, I'm trying to get to this one. There you can see the two pink ones and the white one. I'm trying to get to this one, but I'm having a difficulty. There we go. I had to become one with the irises. Beautiful, huh? You have to really work at framing photos sometimes. There, now I got all three in the same frame.